What's up, guys? We're back for another episode of Barbells and Banter, and today we talked about how to have the physique and the life, the career, how to mold those things together, what the people we're working with who are absolutely crushing it in all areas of their life are doing, and how to make that work. So we talked deep dive into the structure, the systems, the standard, and the support that they need in order to achieve their results, and some really, really good examples of people we're working with right now who have a great balance between their career, their hobbies, and the pursuit of their goals. Now, if this is your first time here, we hope you enjoy the episode. We know you're going to love it, though, so hit that subscribe button. For those repeat listeners, now's your time. Show the support. We're here every week doing things for you guys. It'd be really nice to get that support back just by hitting that subscribe button. If you guys are interested in our Transformer program, it is live. We have people right now who are working towards losing their 4 kilos in 6 weeks, which is what we've promised in the program. All will work for you for free until you guys do it. So get on the website, get some more information, hit that application button, and let's see if we're the right fit. If you guys have any questions, find me in the DMs. Let's not hold you up anymore. Let's get to the episode. Did you see, I know you don't care, but did you see that up the prize money again for the bodybuilding?
I care.
The Arnold Classic?
It's interesting.
Guess how much first
For
place?
the Arnold?
Yeah, so guess how much first place gets at the Arnold Classic now in open bodybuilding?
I feel like you were telling me the Olympia went up.
Yeah, so the Arnold said,
Or
we're going to pay you more, and then on the day of the Olympia,
they
were like, well, we're going to...
Was that 700 or something?
750K
Yeah.
US. And then 2 weeks later, they have the UK Arnold, and they've upped the prize money there to 250K. So, like, if you win the Arnold Classic, like, possibly you're, the front runner to win the next one. So you can win $1 million in a fortnight.
Oops.
US.
Right.
Crazy. I mean, you probably get taxed half of it.
Juice me up. Let's go.
I know, yeah.
That's all it takes.
Crazy.
Right?
So, you obviously didn't see, like, the fallout that happened after that?
No.
So, obviously, the money's gone up, and the distribution of the money is skewed heavily towards the men and the open bodybuilding. So some female athletes have come out and they're just like, well, why don't we get paid the same?
Yeah.
So then there's been this whole back and forth on the pay and whatnot. The ironic thing though was the person who brought up the issue. They have a bodybuilding show that they do because they're like a former Miss Olympia or something.
Yeah.
And in her own show, she pays the men more.
Jesus.
The 212 guys, she pays them more. So they were like, well, if you want to be the first domino to make the change, it's like, shouldn't it start with yourself? Like, and then, it goes down to the whole like, well, Arnold's allowed to, it's his money.
Yeah.
So he's allowed to spend it however he likes. Like, he's got like 4 categories or something. So, and then also like...
Ultimately, it's got to be paid on eyeballs.
It has to be, yeah. I mean, like,
it's ironically, like, there's a lot of sports that this conversation happen that when you say it should be paid on eyeballs, creates this massive gap.
Yeah, I know it happens a lot in, so they started these conversations happening in, like, women's football and men's football.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, we go to work and we do the same thing as the male team, but they get paid 10 times as much as us.
Yeah.
But then the argument always is, well, there's 70,000 people that go and watch the men's team every week.
Yeah.
And you guys are getting 5,000 to the stadium. So it's not about the work. It's about who's watching and the money that's bringing in. It's not necessarily like that clear cut that, the work is what gives you the money.
It's the same with the AFL, but it's got to be done on revenue generated, which is going to be sponsorships, eyeballs, etc.
Yeah.
So, and they even did the math on like the World Cup, like the percentage that the men took home of the total pool versus what the women. But what's interesting about this is I don't think the gap would actually be that big because women's physique sport is so popular right now.
It's popular from a competitor level at an amateur level, but it's not.
Watch it as much.
Viewership's not.
Yeah.
So they have a women's day and a men's day.
Yeah.
In some shows, not all.
Yeah.
And like the numbers, so even to the point where like the Olympias had to leave the open men's to the end of the show and scatter everything because they want to keep people.
Watched,
They need to keep people in the stadium, or the theater. Sorry,
of course.
So yeah, it's a tough one, man. Like I think if it's got to work off percentage, not because like the women's football
equal opportunity,
like the Socceroos and the Matildas, right?
Yeah.
So they get the same percentage of the pool, but it's just that the men's pool is bigger because more people, more money, and that's just the commercialization of sport, right?
Yeah. And then if you want to, in my opinion, in that circumstance, paying the players more doesn't. Maybe it draws more people to the sport because the pay's better, but I feel like you're better off if you're going to fabricate that. So, it's like, say they both get 20% of the total pool.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, the women need more because they need help. We need help.
Yeah, and
it's like we need to build exposure.
Maybe it's going to bring more people in participation-wise and all that.
Which is a valid argument on that side.
Absolutely.
I think that should be put into growth at grassroots more so than paying the top athletes more.
Yeah, so
because if your kids start watching it,
and they want to be
Big Bash kills it because kids watch it.
Yeah,
that's why they get fucking 80,000 for the derby at the G.
Yeah,
it's because all the kids want to go.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, it's and so the counter to that argument of paying the athletes more is who's going to take the chance to pay them more for in a decade's time than it's going to pay them off, though.
Yeah.
So that's not a smart business decision for anyone who's investing money in the sport, right?
Yeah.
Because like it's not like there's just this infinite pool of money. It's like,
but if your
sponsors come in and give you money and then they want to return on that.
Correct. If you're Adidas, it's like I have $1 million.
Yeah.
Where do I sell the most shoes?
Yes. It's whoever's watching.
$1 million go?
Whoever's watching. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get it. Like it was just the irony of like the person complaining, but they don't pay them.
They don't do it. Yeah,
it's like and then just telling other people how they should spend their cash. It's like I feel like it's a bit weird as well.
Yeah,
like if I came to you and just started telling you like what to do with your money, like it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it happened at grassroots level with powerlifting here when they did the Big Dogs Wildcats for the first time. The Big Dogs had big naming sponsors that only paid money for. And it kicked off in terms of the prize money distribution. And the owner was just like, if there's any sponsors that want to sponsor Wildcats, I'm going to pay the girls.
Yeah, it's that absolutely.
And they ended up landing a pretty big sponsor.
I think I remember. That was the one we went to.
Yeah, I think it got pretty close in the end.
Yeah, good.
But that's it. It's like, cool. So call on the sponsors to sponsor the category that needs the support, not the organization.
Yeah.
Because the organization has to run it as a business.
Yeah, I don't feel like we're ever going to get to a happy medium with that. I don't think that there's a sweet spot.
Yeah, I probably just dated myself in powerlifting too.
Did you see? Have you seen the Enhanced Games documentary?
How big's fucking Magnuson, bro?
Bro, I was like,
wow,
it's almost like too big. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
All the comments are like, he's too big for a swimmer.
Looks
like not like
looks like Earthworm Jim.
It's not like he took. All the comments were like, he's too big for a swimmer. It's like it's not. He didn't go to the gym.
Yeah.
He just started taking gear and kept swimming. And it grew. Like, what do you want him to do? Just not eat? Like,
yeah. And I love the so like if he uses the suit, if he takes PEDs, like the 50 meter doesn't count. I'm like, yes, it does.
Yeah.
I'm like, he still swims across 50 meters. Like, it absolutely is the thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just that you're doing it over here and he's doing it here. It's like you can't sit there and say that like. Just because this guy swam 50 meters with a suit on and this, that it doesn't count. It's like he's still going to be the fastest human
person to swim 50 meters.
Ever to swim 50 meters. So
without flippers.
Yeah, it'd be like it's the same as like I would love to see the optimal headwind, the optimal downhill gradient, with the right surface. I want to see someone break like 7.8 seconds on the 100 meters.
Yeah.
It's like who gives a fuck? Like,
so.
What are we talking about here?
So I've been following the discussion in the comments a little bit. I'm curious about Europe. I actually thought this would be a good podcast topic. Do you think, will they break all the records? Yes or no?
I do.
Yes.
All of them?
Or like
I think they'll break
most.
Yeah. So I've said this previously. If they don't, I'm like, yeah, well. what were you doing?
So this is the point, right? So I saw someone put out and say like they're not going to as much as people think they will.
Yeah, because they're all doing it. They're
Because
all doping.
everyone's on anyway.
Yeah.
And they just have unlimited amount.
Yeah, well, they just hire people. So in the Olympics, they hire people to cheat the system. In the enhanced games, they don't give a fuck.
Send it. So you've got to put in a position that like if you're the most genetically elite, you're going to go win the real one because there's more money. Usain Bolt doesn't go in the untested.
I think there's more money in the untested games.
Long term?
Oh, well,
sponsorships,
no,
endorsements,
sorry. I thought
government.
I thought you were talking just immediate pay. It's kind of like the way I see the enhanced games, kind of like the live golf.
Yeah.
And I mean that respectfully. I just mean the money. You know what I mean? But it's like the live version of, you know, like that. It's like, it's cool. It's got cash. It's backed by like a private organization.
Yeah.
So a lot of athletes are probably, like Magnus he's just cashing in, bro.
You just don't know he's going to be on the Speedo poster.
Yeah. But so I think he's played this perfectly because he's had his career.
Yeah.
And he knew he wasn't going to get, and if he was, he'd probably get a bunch of maybe silvers, thirds, because he's like age is a thing too, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, well, I'm just going to go and cash in over here, get paid $1 million to swim the fastest 50 meter of all time.
Yeah.
He played it perfectly.
Yeah.
If that's his MO, like, mate, props to you.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think so too. But I think the gap, what's going to happen is the people that are anti-performance enhancing drugs and naive about it are just going to go, no, see, it's just hard work.
Yeah.
Like, they're so much better even though they don't take drugs.
I know a lot of people I saw in the comments, they're like, oh, I know he's killing himself, this and that. And he's like, I get 3 scans a week.
Yeah.
And get my bloods done. It's like everything's done with doctors.
Yeah.
And it's like, everything's good. And then people are still like, no, but you're going to die on the other
course.
side of it. And,
Yeah.
But it's like, if you're the world's strongest man, like, no one cares.
Yeah. Well, I think so the people that are going to say, no, it's just hard work about the Olympics are the same people that will say, like, I could deadlift 500 kilos. It's just gear.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he just took heaps of gear. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's like probably 20
it's got
people in
nothing to
your
do
gym
with-
that fucking take gear and they're not picking up 500 kilos. Like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
the
of course,
same, like, attitude. I'm really curious of what the public response will be.
A lot of people would...
if it goes either way.
There's a community that always look for, like, just the excuse.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and they always do it. Like, you see it now on social media and stuff. Like, everyone is always trying to look for something that just, like, takes away from, like, the hard work and the discipline.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we're ever going to get away from that. But I'm very curious. I'm going to watch the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So,
I haven't watched the
so
Olympics
excited.
for years. I will watch that.
Yeah, I thought we got onto this rabbit hole of this doing the same thing in the UFC, but then we were like, people will die.
Well, it was, bro.
Well, yeah, and obviously,
Everyone got hurt afterwards because they're all fucked.
well, yeah, but then we were kind of like, if you people's faces will get caved in and shit though. Like if you take it,
Yeah, if you just let it.
I think from a recovery, like the training, you'd have to just from the having all those disciplines every day to train. Like you'd need to have something, but it's just like where do you draw that line for them?
Yeah.
'Cause if someone's like super juiced up and like they throw a punch at you and like put their fucking knuckles through your orbital bone, like you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
combat sport.
we're kind of like
gets a little gnarly.
athletics only.
Combat sport gets a little gnarly.
Yeah. Just athletics.
I'd love to know what the F1 drivers take.
Yeah. It has to be some form of like
Yeah.
nootropic.
Watching them all after, like obviously it's pretty
Adrenaline.
arousing and all that, but watching them after in their interviews and they're fucking like scratching their head and their eyes are fucking dinner plates, you're like,
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
a bit of Madaf in there or
possibly.
what? What's in the drink bottle?
Yeah. Well, their reaction times are insane. So 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Bit of fast release in and out.
Yep.
No R version.
Yep.
Moving on. All right, so we're going to talk about the balance, the physique and life equation, how to have both.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you can have both?
I don't know if I have a good enough physique to comment.
Mid
I have a
physique.
mid physique.
It's like, guys, you can be like me, have a mid business and a mid physique.
Yeah, basically.
No, I'm kidding. No, just think about percentiles, man. Like your physique.
I think for a 36-year-old, I look okay.
Like your physique, if like even 10 years younger. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like as in your now compared to like,
Yeah.
like ridiculous. And same with like, remember we always, everything we do in our life, like we're so harsh on ourselves. Like top percentile for our age in terms of like earnings, top percentile in our age for our physique and strength. Like, yeah, you're just looking at the 0.001 and you're like,
look like I should go to the Arnold's so my physique is mid.
yeah, like, fuck man. It's like, I don't know about you, but it's like you go to like a function and you look around the room and you see everyone from like, you know, all walks of life and your friends and all this, and you mean it respectfully, but you're just like, all this hard work's paying off now.
We went to an event recently that I was like,
yeah,
we stand out a lot here.
Yeah, absolutely. Was that when we went away?
Nah, in the city.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because the ratio of men and women was too skewed when we went to Thailand. It was like all women. So it was like you didn't really. It's like, okay.
We stand out because we are the opposite
the dudes.
Yeah, but we still did for the ones that were there. Like,
but the other event was like, oh shit, this is what normal people
Yeah.
look like.
So don't be so hard on yourself, Ben.
All right.
But people think it's all.
Can you look like me and have a good life? Yes.
Yeah, people think it's all or nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, so it's like you either do it, you either go all in or not at all. Now, high level results take a degree of, you know, system sacrifice, whatever.
Yeah.
But if you have all those things we spoke about in that last episode, it can complement a life, a career, you know, as well. Like, I go to the gym often. I also really like to go to the gym. Do I need to go as much as I do? No. But I also do things outside of the gym sometimes. And I'm consciously trying to do more things.
Yeah.
It's just, like I said, I really enjoy, it's funny. It's like, I treat it like a sport, but it's also my hobby.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to move into other hobbies.
Yeah.
And I have clients, which we'll reference later, that have this balance, which I think is absolutely perfect. So I know it can be done, and a lot of people think it can't.
Yeah.
And so what we're going to talk about today is just like how to, you know, merge those things together.
I had a kid. We opened a gym. We've got 4 businesses on the go.
Yeah, instead of the photo
5 including my own. I got in the best shape of my life.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And I think it's funny you say that, because the biggest pitfall I see for people who disagree with what we're saying is that those people are following someone else's plan for a life that's not theirs.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I don't train like I did when I was 28. I train 16 hours a week.
Yeah. Yeah, but I know people would have listened to that. And it's like, yeah, but.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, well, that's because your, like the last 12 months was made for you.
Yeah.
Like you had LJ and then it was like, 3 days a week. And, you know, there was probably, I think there was a little bit of cardio in there or something.
That was before, yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like, then you went to 4 days a week and then you were like, fuck it, I'm going 5. But then when you went to 5, like the workouts changed and, you know, all of that shit changed. It's like most people who maybe have tried and it hasn't fit, it's like it hasn't been made for them. Yeah. So again, talking back from last episode, which is an awesome overlap, hence why I did it, on the strategy, the systems and the standards, it's like, if anything, that's almost our unique mechanism, man.
Yeah.
You know, as coaches.
Yeah.
Like it's like anything can be achieved with strategy, system, standards.
Yep.
The person sets the standards and you guys clarify those.
Yep.
And then the strategy is based on the goals. And then the systems is like, how do we make this fit your life?
Yep.
And it's like, you do those 3 things. Patent penny. No one's stealing that.
TM.
You do those 3 things, you like every single plan becomes exponentially more successful.
Yeah.
And then they can still enjoy or have commitments. Because you don't have to do other things outside of that you enjoy. Like you do those things, but you also have a family. You also have a work. You know, but you can be in shape. Like you can do these things. You know. So where do we start? Structure creates balance.
Yeah. Was that a question?
No. So I believe that the first place with these 3S system is the structure part. You don't need to live in the gym, but you need to know how to make the time matter in the gym.
Yep. And even if I was to take a step back, when you said where do we start, what with structure, mine's my calendar.
Yep.
So I have 8 till 9 with LJ every day, and I have 5:30 till 7:30 every day. It's like carved out family time all day Sunday.
Yeah.
So inside that, what does my week look like to facilitate everything else? The business, training, my time, whatever. So the structure of the week is first.
Yep.
Then, okay, now if I can only work from 9 till 5:30, I'm not training during the day.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to train. I'm not willing to get up earlier than 5. Honestly, it's 5:30 now. It's 5 sucks.
Is it because
it's so cold, man.
Bro, I've been getting up at 7 because I'm not getting up when it's dark. It's fucking depressing.
I started when it was dark. Like the first 5 a.m.s I was doing was dark, and then it got light and went away, and I was like, no, come back.
I just refuse to walk my black German Shepherd in the dark.
Frighten the shit out of people.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a little bit dangerous, and also I don't have to.
Yeah, so I was like, cool. So 5:30, which means, all right, I can dedicate 90 minutes, including the drive to and from.
Yeah.
So my training has to fit with inside that. So that's structure layer 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then, okay, well, what do those workouts look like? For me, it was like, well, I'm not going to powerlift.
Yeah.
Because it's going to take me 40 minutes to get to the
I
top
need
set.
Effective training for the time.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's like, today I did leg extensions before my RDLs, so everything was warm and I could do a bit of hip shit in between.
Did a bit of arms and thought it was a good workout.
And then did arms at the end. It was the best workout. It's the best.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that. Those decisions then get made based on time availability.
Yeah, and it's good. It's good you came from you go from the commitments of the lifestyle to the commitments of the exercise plan, because most people do the opposite and then wonder why in a week or two that they miss a session and then they miss 2 and then they feel down and then they don't stick to their diet and then it just there's a catalyst of bad things. It's because you didn't actually go from these are all of the commitments that I have, and I get it, people are gonna go into a training regime for a pursuit of a new goal and know that they need to make compromises.
Yes.
So but what they most of the time do is make unnecessary compromises that are unrealistic.
Compromises that they're not actually willing to live with.
Well, they can't do for longer than a week.
Yeah.
It's like you still have to spend time with your son. You still have work.
Yeah.
And you still have other shit outside of that.
Yeah.
So it's like work off. These are all the commitments I have, and this is the time I have available to give this a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because you want to look at your training plan and go, I'm gonna do this.
Yes.
Not like I could do this sometimes.
Yeah. And when I was 27, 25, so 10 years ago.
Turn back the clock. I know. Having a lot of those moments.
I didn't sit down and go, well, what's all life and how does training work?
Yeah.
I sat down and went, this is when I have my clients. Now when does training happen? The only thing that came before it was training my clients.
Yeah, which I'm kind of there, but I have a lot less on my plate.
Yeah.
And my goals are also
but now
reflective of that.
Now you would still be like, cool, I need to run 5 businesses.
Yeah.
So that's number 1 priority. So doing a 3-hour workout in the middle of the day that I then can't recover from and I have to lay on the couch for 3 hours.
I did yesterday.
It's like, that's not sustainable for me every day was when we used to train at 10:30 every day, go to the beach and come
100%.
back to work.
And even there's times in the ebb and flow where I'm like, I got to change my workout, even through the year, because I'm like, I don't have the time and the capacity. So absolutely, I get that. So then the next step from that though is the time in the gym.
Yeah,
make it count. Because we've done 4-day sessions. You've got clients and I've had clients that train 3 times per week, and they still get really good results.
Yep.
But it's like, well, why?
Yeah.
And it's because they go into the gym, they have a good plan, they've got good technique, they've got good training effort, they prioritize performance, and those are the things that matter.
Yeah.
Sometimes people go into the gym and just pride themselves on the time.
Agreed.
And they don't think about what is being done in.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, those people, so these people that prioritize technique, good training effort, all of that, they're doing all of the things outside of the gym to make that 40 minutes, an hour, 3 to 4 times per week, sometimes 5 times per week, count.
Yeah.
Good nutrition, good hydration, good sleep, good recovery, and those things week in, week out hold true.
I think there's a lot of people that actually do the 5 days and think because they're doing the 5 days, the rest matters less.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then the people that do the 3 are like, fuck.
I've got to
There's
do
4 other days
Yeah.
that I have to be protein, sleep, steps,
And that's
I've got
my
less opportunity.
I don't know about you, but that's my that's my message I push to those people that do 3 to 4. I never say you can't, and I'm not going to sit here and say it's not as effective, but I'm like, it's 3 to 4 days we're doing nothing.
Yeah.
So you can't act up.
Get after it. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to dot I's and cross T's, because I'm like,
Yeah.
But even the ones that do 5, like we've spoke about this the other week. It's like we always go with the idea of like, what does it take to do 5? But some people do, like you said, like if I do 5, like those things don't matter.
Care of, yeah.
Yeah, it's like got that extra workout. I can go and get a
eat the pizza now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because it doesn't matter. But yeah, I like that. So, I like the idea that at all times with the mentality, it's like you're training. For 99.9% of people, your training in your pursuit of your goals should add things to your life, not take away. Because I'm a very unique person, and some of my clients who do the bodybuilding and all of that, it's like that's not normal.
Yeah.
It isn't.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Keep being reminded of that lately.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be the benchmark of like what a successful plan looks like and a successful pursuit of someone's body composition goals is.
Yep.
It's like because they're doing extraordinary shit.
Yep.
It's like you're like ridiculously low levels of body fat, exceptionally high levels of muscle mass for your demographic. Like that is not like an example of fitness and a pursuit of it. So we always want to think outside of that one circumstance, which shouldn't be used as the benchmark, that our plan should add to our life.
Yep.
It should give you energy to play with your kids. It should give you clarity to be good at your job.
Yep.
It should give you the energy to focus with your partner or whatever it is that you guys do outside of everything else.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like, I've got to do 3 hours of training today.
Yeah.
That's a bodybuilder. That is not.
Yeah.
No, that's not what we want.
Yeah. And
So-
part of being successful in those extreme sports,
Is the sacrifice that you-
bodybuilding,
correct.
I'm going to respect you and say bodybuilding, powerlifting down a little bit. I was having this conversation with someone the other day. Something that stuck with me forever. It's either Ronnie or Kai. I'm pretty sure it's Kai. He's training with a young kid, and the young kid brings out his bulk feed, and Kai's like fucking 6 weeks out from Olympia. Of course.
And he apologizes to him.
He's like, "Oh, sorry, man." And Kai's like, "Don't ever apologize to me."
Yeah,
I
I chose
chose this.
I love that.
And that's just landed with me forever. It's like, even now, it's like my legs are sore or whatever. Amy's like, "Oh, fuck, don't worry about it." I'm just like, no. Like, I'm sore because of my choices in the gym.
Yeah.
Like, surgery out of my back, take care of me.
Yeah.
I can't lift the child, I'm sorry. But, like, I chose to have sore legs.
Yeah.
So I'm still going to get on the ground. He doesn't give a fuck.
No.
When I was hungry from the cut, there was a few times I'm like, I'm struggling,
Yeah.
but I'm here. Like, because he doesn't care.
No.
So when you go into the extreme ones, it's like you actually need to take that on as part of the sacrifice is still showing up.
Yeah.
You need to hang out with your friends and be okay that you don't get to eat the same food as them.
Yeah.
Like, that's a thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So then the person who's not in that place, it should enable you to do all those things easier and at a higher standard and be more present and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I love that. Now, the things that don't always go to plan. Well, we know that things don't always go to plan.
Yep.
And I feel like there's a distinct difference between a consistent, we'll call them a consistent high achiever, and a person who desires to be a consistent high achiever.
Yep.
Because when your day doesn't go to plan, you set yourself these rules, and sometimes like you maybe acted acutely out of alignment. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah.
And you move on with whatever it is you need to do. Other people who don't have the systems, structure, the support, which is something we didn't talk about, they maybe think that it's people like you and I, or people who are high achievers, never go off plan, which means that if they go off plan, they're a failure. And then if they're a failure, like they go into this spiral, all of a sudden they start, if I could throw the baby out of the bathwater and just like shit the bed and, take themselves a week or 2 weeks away from their goals.
Yeah.
So the realization is for everyone at home, I have bad days. Ben has bad days. We don't always follow the plan. When we don't follow the plan, we get back on the plan as soon as possible. And the reality is when we're all kicking goals, and even my clients, they're following the plan as much as possible.
Yeah.
And the more times they follow the plan, the more successful they are. But it's unrealistic to say that people never do, and you want to have this understanding of flexibility. Like I know for my guys, I'm like, there's a degree of flexibility within what we do, and I'll give you some freedom. And then there's also really acute times where that freedom gets taken away. And it's only for a short period of time and for a very small demographic of people. Because if you've got an outcome on a deadline, like an outcome on a day, and you're hired for a job, like you and I are going to pull that rope really fucking tight.
Yeah.
And if someone acts out of alignment, we're going to be like, hey man, like, I can't move the fucking show, bro.
That's what you're paid for, right?
I can't move the show. Like, so we got to tighten things up here. But for everybody else, we're like, if this happens, do this. If you're going here, do this. If you can't control what gets put in front of you food-wise, do this. Like, again, it's the systems, it's the predetermined, the pre-decided decision-making that you have that allows you to not just hit the fuck it button and just implode.
And I think the benefit of having a coach is the zoom out button.
Absolutely.
Where it's like, it's not, and we've been doing it so long that when we have the bad day, it's like, it's one meal in 15 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, zoom it out. I know that over the next 52 weeks that 90% of my behavior is going to align with my goals. So therefore, I'm fine.
My computer's dying on me.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, some really helpful things that promote flexibility that I like to do with even like my most high achieving clients. Because like sometimes I want to break the mold. Like we'll use Matt for an example. Like he's hyper rigid, obviously coming off contest prep. Like ate exactly what he was told, took exactly what supplements at the right time, like training, cardio, like everything. Everything was like, what do I do, coach? Tell me what to do. And I told him. So now I'm like, I need this person to make decisions for themselves.
Yep.
Long term, that actually gets that person better results. Long term, that turns him into a even higher achiever, in my opinion. Like I like the idea of like teaching him how to fish as well as like giving him the fish, right? So,
which is what off season's for, right?
Absolutely. So I like to use the free meal thing. Anyone who's in an off season or a growth phase or anything, I'm like, track your macros, but one meal, you don't have to a week.
Yeah.
And it's like, these are the rules of the free meal though. Like, so when I say a free meal, it's like a sitting of a normal amount that you just don't have to track.
Yeah.
So it's not like, have you seen the meme where the guy's like one slice of pizza and it's like the pizza's the size of a table?
So I was thinking about Rawdon's old Ben and Jerry bowls.
Yeah, the custard and the raisins. So there's rules to the free meal, but I'm just like, you need to know how to have this flexibility so that when it's forced upon you to not follow your plan, you can just get back on plan.
Yeah.
So if I sit there and I say to Matt, like, have a free meal, and he goes to Subway and he eats 2 footlongs, which is a normal serve for someone who eats 6,000 calories a day. He just goes back to the next meal, which is like cream of rice.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't go, oh, fuck it, I'm going to have a tub of Ben and Jerry's. I'm going to drink 2 liters of fucking of Coca-Cola. Like it doesn't trigger a cascade of bad behavior because you've created this flexibility within this individual. I like the idea of like free sessions. Go in and just fucking train with your friends.
Yeah.
Like like if you and I were to catch up, like I'm like, I'd really like to do my program, but sure, like if we want to just do something, like today's not my program.
Yeah.
But we're filming for YouTube. And I'm like, cool, I'm going to tense my muscles and train them to fail. Fuck it, like who cares? Like I'm not going to like look back on, I'm not going to look back on the week and go, this week was a failure.
Yeah.
You know, my whole workout week was a failure because I had to film a YouTube video.
Yeah.
And it wasn't my program. Like just building those things. You know, if you miss a session, who cares?
Yeah.
Just if it's a repeat behavior, like that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when we've got to look at it. If it's a one-off thing, like who gives a shit?
Fix why.
Absolutely. And then like the last thing is just understand that shit happens. But the constants are that like they rarely do. And what you do after that shouldn't add on to taking you away from your goal. So if you miss a session, a high achieving person goes, how can I win today? Protein.
Steps.
Sleep. Fluid. Okay, I didn't go to the gym, but I won everywhere else, right? Someone who thinks that perfection is the reason that person's a high achiever doesn't go to the gym, then goes, I'm a failure. Yeah. Doesn't eat well.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Doesn't do their steps. Doesn't do this. Starts feeling guilty, and then the spiral repeats itself. So it's unrealistic to think that you are always going to follow the plan. Most people do, but they've set everything up so that they do, and they've set themselves up with a mentality to be a little bit malleable and obviously to win. Anything to add there?
No.
I feel like that was a really good segment.
What do you think is, when you look across the high achievers, do they go off plan less, or are they better at getting back on plan quicker?
I think the standard of going off plan is like, so
to go off plan and less
so if I say
less catastrophically.
So the next part was like a real world case study, right?
Yeah,
so like a clients that I have, which I believe have this really good balance between a great physique, the well performing, and still enjoy their life. So I think Adrian and Liana are the perfect example of this. They both look great. They both perform ridiculously well. They both do all of the things, you know, during the week in order to promote good performance, their results, etc. They also like to eat out. Yeah. They also like to go camping. They also like to go hiking, all of that stuff. They prep their foods to go hiking. They camp out and, you know, do whatever. And it's like, well, you can't always have
chicken or rice.
Yeah. This or that or whatever. Yeah. And then every now and then you'll see them, you know, out wherever, having a burger, having this. It's like, that's not, it's like, but it's just the burger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like if they eat...
It's like aisle 6.
Yeah. And it's like most of the time, if they eat something that's like maybe slightly off plan, it's like, oh, I had, you know, this, but it's like I ordered double protein and, you know, whatever. So there's still a system behind. And then every now and then it's just like, I wanted to go here and I just wanted to go there. Yeah. And it's like, cool. But it's not, you know, the rest of the day is not a write-off. And it's like, yeah, they're still enjoying other elements to life, hobbies, you know, spending time with each other. Yeah. Like I know it can happen because I see it every day. Yeah. You know, I see it every week when we check in. It's like the physiques are great. The performance is good. Like strong as an ox. So I think that when you look at like, and we talk about this all the time, like a high achievers is going to have like this high standard. So if they go, oh, I ranked myself like 3 out of 5 in terms of their nutrition. It's like, what'd you do? And it's like, oh, I went to my nonna's house and she like made steak and then I had a bowl of pasta. It's like, what?
Okay.
Yeah. Like, 3 out of 5 for that? It's like, what about the other 49 meals you ate that week? Like,
correct. Yeah.
You know, it's like, so I think those standards are always higher, but they also get back on track way faster. So I think if you can learn to get back on track quicker.
It's like you don't... So we do pizza once a week. Because it's like, there's actually a pizza shop in Gisborne now.
Oh, yeah?
Fucking...
Don't have to go to Domino's.
Smoking Joe's. It's not too bad.
I love that for you.
So we'll get pizza once a week.
Yeah.
We eat half.
I can't wait.
Probably means we'll probably eat half somewhere else. But...
Wait, what? Together?
So we get a pizza each.
Oh, okay.
Eat half.
I thought you ate half a pizza together. I was like, what?
Oh, fuck that. Don't be silly.
That's not enjoying yourself.
Don't be silly. So eat half a pizza like Friday night and then like it probably finds its way into lunch over the weekend.
Yeah.
So the whole pizza gets consumed. But the protein target's hit that day.
Yeah.
That night's protein ice cream, not any other ice cream that I've got room for. The decisions that are made around all of that, there's no lava cakes because it's not Domino's, are still conscious. So the step off plan isn't, it's takeaway night, let's go fucking ape shit.
Yeah.
It's, we're having pizza, but I'll probably have extra protein around it. And tomorrow I'm going to have my fucking protein yogurt for breakfast and continue on. It's like, it's almost like what you're explaining with Liana and Adrian. It's like you don't go off plan.
Yeah.
It's a deviation from the plan, but it's planned.
It's still a system.
Yeah. So when I asked, like, do people go off plan less or do they get back on plan more? It's like
the plan just changes.
They adapt the plan responsibly.
Yeah.
Rather than breaking from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the path they take still leads to the goal. It's just it's a slight deviation of the path. But it's like everything they're doing, they're still moving forward. They don't feel like they're either they're stalled or going backwards. The problem is that 99% of people think they're going backwards and then they behave in a way that takes them even further backwards.
Correct.
And it's like, well, that's why you never make it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole large pizza and the Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, and then the next day it's like, oh, well, this is a write-off.
Which, trust me, I can do.
Yeah, or the next day it's like, well, what do? Then you got to make up for it.
Yeah.
So you starve yourself, and then you're fucking hungry, and then you eat the cupboards out, and then you know, it's like you can really tell how people just start to get into these cycles of just bad behavior. Yeah. But it doesn't happen with the right structure, systems.
Yeah,
and
you have
standards.
a system in place. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, you got the right structure, you got the right system, and you got the right standards, and you got the right support. There we go. We just added another pillar to it.
Yeah. Turning this into another 4S method.
That's fucking pretty good, bro.
I like it.
Yeah,
Fuck off, it's ours.
I literally just manifested this right now.
Yeah,
it's not premeditated.
I'm about it.
Yeah, I love it. So yeah, that's it. So that's a wrap up. Like, you can be successful. You can have a really good physique. You can achieve your goals. You don't have to give up your life to it. You need the right plan. You need the right support. You need the right systems in place in order for you to achieve those things. And yeah, you can. We're living proof of it, and we have, so many other case studies that are just living that life right now.
Yeah.
All right. So for those still tuning in, if you're a repeat offender and you haven't hit that like, share, or sub button, now's your time to do it. If you are on Spotify, hit the follow button. For those of you that are interested in Transformer, there's people right now on course to lose 4 kilos in 6 weeks, 3 centimeters off their waist. If they don't, we'll coach them for free until they do. So more information on the website. Dive into that. If you've got any questions, find us in the DMs. As always, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you for another episode.